Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome to the Super Chat and Donation Square Up. And first and foremost, we appreciate every single one. We know you work hard for your money, and I'm going to work hard to read every single one. We have a bit of a smorgasbord this episode, a little bit of a cleanup from a nooner in August. We have the Doctor Who review from last Sunday. We have a recent Real BBC and last week's Friday Night Tights with Adam Krigler, the Critical Drinker, and Mahler. This week on Friday Night Tights, we have Jay Longbone and Chrissy Mayer. I'm also headed to Arizona right after recording this to do a meetup, and there will be a live stream from there. And I'm also going to manage to see the Eternals before Friday Night Tights. Who needs sleep at this point? So let's do this. Schwahambo for $20. Dude, everyone was amazing last night. 3PO smacked my brother's ass tattoo off of Mr. Game and Watch, and I got to have a couple of beers with Quarter Black. It was Final Fight in the arcade, not Streets of Rage 2. All of you were awesome. Happy birthday, Gary. Why, thank you. And yes, that's how old these are, and we are catching up because I don't leave any of them behind. A Periok for $50. Jar Jar Abrams is massively overrated. He is nowhere near the level of Spielberg. Totally agree. He just takes franchises and fucks them to death very slowly without lube. Ashcore for $3. I highly recommend watching The Green Knight. Weird, but definitely not woke in my opinion. A Periok for $25. Need to restore the honor of Krista. She is most definitely fucking hot, hot, hot. Shame on you, Ryan. Ryan is Ryan's Ryan. First time donation. It needs to be said, after Biden's disastrous pullout, every soldier that dies going back into Afghanistan is on his head. Let's get Jeremy riled up. Next meetup, I'll be there, and we are doing some bourbon tasting. Hail Friday Night Tights. Says Brahmambul for $10. Thank you. Sparian for $10. Thank you. Two $10 donations from Sparian. Thank you. Southeastern Kaiju. Congrats on a successful Vegas meetup. Wish I was there. Amazing FNT. Hail and stay safe, you all. Thank you very much. And the next one's coming up. Alex C for $5. Watch every Friday night on the TV in this family's home. Love you all. Subscribe and watch to all of you. Thank you, Alex C. Adam 01A for $5. Texas from Black Pants Legion stream with ARC about GW Games Workshop, first Warhammer 40K community, and people over at GW don't like ARC's politics, and Tex fans fire back and told them not to get, and he told them to get fracked. Also, I couldn't send this in super chat. YouTube keeps saying error. Yeah, then go ahead and send a donation. That is, if there's an error with YouTube, there's I could pass it on to them, but there's little I can do about it. A lot of the times it's sometimes there's certain debit cards they don't like. That's what I've noticed. It depends on the bank and stuff like that. Then just try Streamlabs. That's why it's there. There's an alternative, and YouTube gets less money. Oh, they get none of it, actually. First time donator. Oh. I love you guys. Thank you for Friday night. But is Ryan really drinking banana-flavored whiskey? Mo Money Mama for $20. That's a good question. I need to ask that. Mr. Anti-Pineapple Pizza drinking banana-flavored whiskey. Mo Money Mama for $20. I love you guys. Watch you with my family every Friday. Is Ryan really drinking banana-flavored whiskey? I'll ask him again. Astro93 for $13.13. First super chat, guys. You guys have been a big inspiration to me and my buddy who started our own channel. Just did our 10th episode after you guys recovered from Vegas. Check it out. Keep fighting the good fight. All hail Friday Night Tights. Is the name of your channel Astro93? Astro spelled with a 5? I'll go check it out. Andy Evans for $10. What about Kansas City? Heart of America. Texas barbecue is nada to KFC or KC barbecue. Yeah, I heard KC barbecue is better, but yeah, the Missouri part, not that big on. Maybe the Kansas part, but I want to stay in Texas. Yeah, I'm walking away from the best Mexican food in the world. It's going to kill me. Imagi Nexian for $10. Hey, guys, it pisses me off that I didn't sack up and make my way down there this weekend, but you have motivated me both to start my own channel and be there next year, and that you guys will know who I am and my channel by next time. It says Imagi Nexian. I know who you are now, and the most important part is have fun doing it, and I'm glad you started it. That's awesome, and I hope to see you there next year, because there will be another Vegas meetup sooner than later. We are not going to wait till August. As a matter of fact, it's once I talk to Jeremy today at some point, I'm going to start planning the next 2 or 3. Andy Evans for $5. It's another thing to have you all together in person with each other for FNT. This is fantastic. I hope to come to the Midwest meetup. Also, love Az and Odin are here this week for Friday night. I love Odin and Az. Oh, yeah, they wouldn't miss a Friday Night Tights, even though they weren't at the meetup. Hell no. Also, the camera is better than 75% of the FNT participants. Ha, ha, ha. There you go. Raja for $5. Gary, I picked up a BBC Radio fully dramatized production of Lord of the Rings from 1981 with Ian Holm as Frodo. I'm sure you've heard of it before, but anyone who hadn't should check it out. I also picked up Volume 1 of the Game of Thrones Game of Thrones? Oh my goodness. Game of Thrones graphic novels. Love all you guys. Hail Friday Night Tights. Raja for $5. Yes, I highly recommend the Lord of the Rings dramatized radio show. It's awesome, and I've talked about it a lot, actually, quite a bit. Cal G for $3. Like Cecil, we need to make Ryan drunk again. Sure, as long as he's not driving. Dark Star for $10. This meetup is proof that we can all come together as a group to be a loving and civil and just bond. Love this family fellowship, and may come when the courage of men falls. Okay, the day may come when the courage of men falls, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. It is not. Darkstar 76 for $5. Hey, all, I wish I could be there. I'm in upstate New York. Maybe one day you will have a meetup closer than West Coast, and I'll try my damnedest to be there. It's all right, Darkstar. There was one in Boston. Geeks and Gamers one in Boston. Did you make it? I wonder if you made it.
Maybe this week I'll remember to put a video game in with my Super Chat Square Up. And the story behind that was somebody asked me or suggested that I do what Mahler does for Super Chat Square Ups and play a video game while I'm doing them. Unfortunately, I cannot play video games. I'm terrible at it. So for a joke, I just put video games up, and at least it's something else to watch besides me. And I pick usually the games I have played, not well, but I've played. So this portion is going to be what was left over from the Doctor Who Season 13 Flux Review Live with Az. And I normally would have finished all these, but I had a hot date with my wife to go see Danny Elfman. It was fantastic. I thank you for your patience. I thank all of you for your patience. I thank you all for the super chats and the donations. They help keep the lights on. More on that later. Let's start with Jester of Roanoke for $1. I bet it will be Omega as well. Energy Wave may turn out to be antimatter wave from Omega, because antimatter was his thing. That's what I was thinking of the second time I watched it for my little review that I put out. Everything Omega touches turns to dust, and that could be perceived as antimatter. As far as the sister is concerned, that could be a lot of things, actually. But I'm guessing it's probably just going to be some OG villain. At first, I thought it was going to be another Time Lord because it has something to do with the division. But I've wanted them to bring Omega back for the longest time, but not here. Not now. Not with the first female Doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen, because antimatter was his thing. Also, going from JJ school of steal it from others, it will be a callback to the Three Doctors. Yep. And I'm curious to see who shows up for the 60th anniversary. I'm very curious to see. Jodie will show up, and Tennant will show up, and I'm thinking Eccleston will show up for this one. I don't know if Matt Smith might be busy. I think he'd show up if there isn't a scheduling conflict, but he's kind of in a big show. The return of Game of Thrones, as much as I groan and everybody else groans, it's probably going to, have some decent ratings to begin with. Anyway, that'll be interesting too. And yes, I'm going to cover every second of that. I've even gone ahead and reread Fire and Blood. Oh, I hate that book. It's so... Ugh. I'm mad at George, well, I'm kind of over it, but I love his style of writing and I love his books. If that is any sign of what's to come with Wins a Winner, oh no. Scott Christie Jones for £2 British. That's proper money, as Ass says. If we can forget that Ghostbusters, we can forget this. It's a little different. That Ghostbusters is something that never existed in the canon of Ghostbusters. So at least as bad as it was an alternate universe. I've always said, if Star Trek Discovery said it was in the Kelvin timeline, I would cease to have a problem with it. I'd be done. I'd be, okay, fine. Be in the Kelvin timeline all day long. If Picard was in the Kelvin timeline, I wouldn't have a problem with it. It would still suck and I would still mock it, but there's a reason they put things into canon, and they probably wanted to with the Ghostbusters reboot and thought better of it at the last minute. I don't know, but it's the purposefully going back and redoing canon to make things less white. Let's be fucking real. That's exactly what they're doing. I'm not going to dance around any shit. I'm done dancing around shit. They're making it less white. Diversity means less white. Now, that doesn't mean I am against inclusion or diversity. I am not against that at all. Never have been against anything like that at all. I'm against the overall message that's behind all of this, because these are ideological decisions that are being made, not creative ones. And it's obvious, and we have evidence of it. I was doing my review today, and I was reading those Rotten Tomatoes reviews, and I love fandom. You guys are so damn hopeful, and I never want to take that away from you. There's people out there going, maybe they'll turn this thing around. I just, I don't want to see you disappointed. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't want to see you disappointed. I think it's too late for Doctor Who. Even with RTD, and I love RTD. Even, if he comes out and fucks up, or I'm still gonna have a soft spot in my heart for the guy for the good stuff that he did make. And right now, for me to enjoy Doctor Who, it just ends for me with season 8. Rue Benatti for £5 British. That's proper money. No, sick your negativity. Without negativity, you have sick your negativity. Without negativity, you have nothing. All you know. As a Brie Larson fan, by the way, you better not dare have any more vids on her. Well, I sit
corrected, Rue Bonatti. Yeah, I don't recall making that many videos about Brie Larson. I made a lot about Captain Marvel, the movie and the character. A lot for me, anyway. I can't promise that because the Marvels is coming, but not until 2023 now. Mr. Reborn for 20 Danish krona. Ethan touched on ESG money in his vid from today. ESG is something we brought up 6 months ago. I know it's making the rounds now, but this is why you need to listen to Comics Division. Comics Division has been talking about the Great Reset and ESG for a couple of years, and a lot of people have. As far as the money, there is no proof out there that there's money being spent by the government as far as subsidies or grants to the arts, as far as big corporations are concerned. But as far as like PBS and stuff like that, hell yeah, it exists. Are comic books getting money to be diverse from the government? I mean, that's the bottom line. That has to be proven. I suspect possibly, because they have gotten money in the past for other things. So I think there's a possibility of that. I wouldn't, there's no way in hell I would put that out of the realm of possibility. But as far as other YouTubers coming across it, that's good. That's good. That's good that people are waking up to that stuff. But definitely, there's other people who've been talking about this for quite some time, including yours truly on Friday Night Tights. John Harrison for £5 British. Does this tie in with Disco Season 4 with the anomaly and the Flux thing? Yes, it must. It's the same inexperienced dumb shit writers. I mean, Chibnall and Kurtzman are birds of a feather that suck together. I made that up myself. Naked Fame for $2. Fame, I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly high. Mr. Reborn for 20 Danish krona. Up on ESG money and stakeholder capitalism yet? Have been for quite some time, Mr. Reborn. Ass Chabs for 5 Canadian pesos. But thanks. Listen, keep telling people because a lot of people don't know. Thank you for the 5 Canadian peso donation. Hitchhiker 42 for £2 British. RMB stream when he fell asleep was better than this. We're making so many people happy. Wow. Chris Lowley for £5 British. What are your thoughts of David Tennant appearing in one of the specials, True or Bullocks? I would say, they mentioned Rose. With the Outpost. I think I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. I would say he returns with RTD in the 60th. I think him returning earlier than that would just be trying to cement Jodie's legacy, and I think that would be met with very mixed reviews. And yeah, sorry, I missed this, George. I guess we missed it right when I cut off, buddy, so I apologize. George Molo. George! Says, happy anniversary. My brother, love, and hope are the only magic in our world. You both shine with them. My best to you and the missus. Congratulations on soon becoming a free mighty Texan. And the two greats speaking up, shouting out, and standing free. All hail Nerdrotic and Az. Cheers. Thank you. I appreciate it, George. And I'm actually going to be calling you in a little bit because I'm wondering if you're going to the meetup or not. Scott Christie Jones for £2 British. Writing is the issue, not Jodie Whittaker. No, Jodie Whittaker is the issue. Scott Christie Jones. I mean, you can. If that's your opinion. I'm not going to say you're wrong. Okay, that's your opinion. Of course it is. I will agree with you here that it doesn't matter if Jodie was in this or not. It would still suck. If it was a dude
playing the Doctor, it would still suck. It would be shit. So that part, no, because they don't write Jodie as a female. And apparently the Doctor's still into women. So there you go. But Jodie Whittaker is horrible, and she is the biggest problem artistically, creatively with the show. Even when you have an episode like the opener, which wasn't the worst Chibnall episode, they just threw a bunch of shit at you that made you think it was something going on. But it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. And the biggest problem is the most interesting things aren't Jodie. She's the worst thing in her. When the star of your show is the worst thing in your show, that's bad for your show. So Sora gave £7 to insult Az, and I ain't going to read them. Thanks for the money. But I will ask you, Sora, did Az take your mom out to a nice seafood dinner and never call her again? I guess that's a question that will never be answered. Prophet of the Dragon, thank you for the $1.49 super sticker. Star Trekker 58 for $5 Australian dollars. Seeing the BBC is so climate change obsessed, I can only hope that they have a plan already in place to become carbon neutral by 2030. Oh, hi Az. Hi Gary. Hello. Jim McCrab for $20. I'm going to the haunted house tonight. Gary, everyone support your local haunted houses. Hail and happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Jim. Sorry I didn't get to that. Thank you, everyone who super chatted, even you, Sora. And I'm so sorry that Az fucked your mother and left her high and dry. Maybe Az is your dad. And, well, I can understand why he abandoned you. This is from the Nooner on October 27th. Man of War 665, the neighbor of the beast for $6.65. Will your engineer be Scottish by any chance? No. I really can't say. I've already said too much. McMack 73114 for $5. Hey Gary, did you see the latest Midnight's Edge video where they say that Disney's Bob Chapek moved to make all new projects go through merchandising team for approval? Edge thinks this is putting power back in the hands of the people. Do you agree? I would have to. Yes, I've seen it, and partially. Merchandising is a massive portion of Marvel projects, in particular Star Wars projects, all the big IPs. Sometimes it makes, or a lot of times it makes a lot more money. No, all the time it makes a lot more money than the actual films. The films are just commercials for the t-shirts, tchotchkes, that kind of stuff makes the most money. Toys aren't as much, maybe video game and licensing, of course. Licensing makes a ton of fucking money. But Disney's taken huge losses on Eternals toys and Shang-Chi toys and Black Widow toys because nobody's fucking buying them at all. That stuff is just going to get melted down and recycled, hopefully, or end up in a landfill. As far as like Bob Chapek being like this good guy, man of the people, he's a fucking CEO of a corporation. So you're going to have to convince me. You're going to have to convince me that Bob C is a man of the people. Because I just think Bob Chapek is just another corporate CEO. And I have not seen any actions by Bob that convince me otherwise. Bob Chapek was around when Gina Carano got fired. Man of War 665, the neighbor of the beast. Will your engineer be Scottish by any chance? No. And I've already said too much. McMack 73114 for $5. Hail. Cliff 3188 for $1.99. It's not much, but wanted to support you. It is plenty, and thank you. I appreciate it. Angry Squirrel Productions for $5. What are your thoughts on Mecha Random 42? I watch her occasionally. None. Johnny J, $9.99. When I was 16, I was in an accident. Doctors prescribed me 10 milligrams Vicodin 2 a day. When I was 18, mom's insurance cut me off and didn't care how I got off it. Self-medicating till 30. 38 now, my kids saved me. That is awesome story. And god damn those fucking big pharma that everybody's fucking praising right now. There's a fucking million stories out, and you're lucky you survived, Johnny. I've seen, oh my God, dude. I'll get emotional. Seen too many kids die from that shit. The Woke Breaker for $4.99. Think Star Trek will ever be saved? Also, what do you think about Jordan Peterson for Friday Night Tights? Hail, that would be fucking awesome. That would be awesome. I think Star Trek maybe can get saved in a decade or so. But man, if they're going to count all this other stuff, it would have to be hard reboot. Kurtzman has really just fucked it up beyond all recognition. Mags for $5. Instead of other words that will get you banned, say that the weather is always in transition or transitioning. You're welcome. Exactly. We got to use keywords here. We do. And if you use keywords, you can stay monetized, and quite frankly, it'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. It's stupid. But it's better to be smart and effective than, sometimes belligerent and then not on the platform, because how effective are you going to be if you're not on the platform? Angry Squirrel Productions for $5. Hey, bro, you going to be a Texan now? Yes, I am. We welcome you with high fives and open arms. Hell yeah. And I promise not to vote like a Californian, because I don't. Larry Herzog Jr. for $5. Did any of you guys use StreamYard or just OBS Streamlabs? I use StreamYards. And what we do is we use StreamYards for Friday Night Tights, but then I stream it through OBS Streamlabs. And the reason I do that is specifically for my audio, because I use this type of mic, just doesn't sound good on StreamYard. Lizard $4.99. I'm on a walk listening by the beach. I never donate. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, well, first time donator. We'll be gentle. We will be gentle. Cecil is love. Cecil is life. Cecil for Friday Night Tights. Project Done Poorly for $5. He's been on before. You can go back and watch all of the archived episodes on Nerdrotic Live, some of the older episodes. And since over the last 2 months, I've been keeping him on the main channel. Henry Thurn for $2. God bless you, Gary. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do. Daniel for $5. The inner world of gangs, cults, and prisons use corrective measures to bring their members who stray back into line. We call it cancellation. Yes. Yes. And I've mentioned that analogy before. When, in prison, everybody's, separated by race. So if somebody from one of the groups, gets out of line, what happens is the heads of the two other groups go to the head of that group and say, get your guy in line or we will. Thunderstorm $4.99. The female companion in Doctor Who was the co-star. They completely ignored the companion character because of her femininity. Which Doctor Who, though? Are we talking about Clara? Clara was an overcorrection by Moffat, if that's what you're talking about. She could have been great, but she wasn't. Tecumseh for $5. A woman in a gorilla mask egged Larry Elder, but that's not racist. That is, it is. But somehow the mainstream media rationalized that it wasn't. The same mainstream media that said Larry Elder was the black face of white supremacy, because we are in clown world. Just saw Dune and IMAX. Your take was spot on. It was gorgeous, but not as memorable as 84. Should have just made it into as a series. Movies should be fun. Thank you, Daniel. It missed the fun factor. It's an achievement. It's a well-made film. I don't have a ton of criticisms for it. It's just not something I'm going to go see again and again and again. Twice was good with me. Gentle on James for $5. You got me back into comics. Currently subscribed to King Spawn and Batman 89. Any other recommendations? Berserk is pretty good, the Keanu Reeves book, and The Last Ronin, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, and they've never been like my favorite. I've liked them in the past, but that book is phenomenal. Mike Hill for $4.99. Where's Ed at on the live action version of Cowboy Bebop? I don't know. I don't know enough about the Cowboy Bebop. I suppose I should watch it. MVP Maxfield Von Priestley for $4.99. Hey, Gary, congrats on selling your house. Looking forward to seeing all the great things that you and Mrs. N are going to do in the near future. Hail! Thank you. I appreciate it. MVP, my friend. I do appreciate it. It's been a rough year for Mel. I'm going to talk about that in a video. And she's taking it like a champ, man. She's taking it like an absolute champ. On top of, like, she's handling all the move. She's still working. She's, helped clean up the house and then helped get it up for sale. And she's currently in Texas looking at homes. Her dad passed away. It's almost a year. It's been almost a year. And then she has to deal with, like, internet bullshit. Something like normal, regular folk, like most of you are out there. I get to say all of you. I'm the only one who's not normal. Wouldn't even think they had to deal with. Just really. What some people will do for a little crumb of internet clout is disappointing. It's hard not to be just disappointed in the human race when things like that happen. And seeing how easy it is for people to lie. And listen, like I've said, it would probably not surprise you how much bullshit goes on. And it reminds me what I told my oldest son when he was growing up and he started to realize, oh, adults are full of shit. Yeah. The games adults play are the exact same as the games they play in high school. There's just higher stakes. Hail, Gary, that having morals not make a video on it when it's easy money. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Steven T says, hail, Gary, that is having real morals when you're not making a video on something that would be easy money. Yeah. There's certain things I just personally won't touch. Now, I'm not going to sit here and judge anyone else for making a video. If you could make a video on whatever you want, I'll probably watch it. But there's just certain things I just wouldn't feel good about. It was bad enough. Like, I remember the 2 Cuties videos I made. I completely stand by them. Felt like they were necessary, but it felt just fucking gross afterwards to even talking about that shit. Stargate 404 for $5. I feel like this is a train wreck that needs to be seen and believed. I'll buy a ticket to Dune so my money goes to the good cause and then sneak into the Eternals. That's exactly what I have done, Stargate 404. I have purchased a ticket to Dune and I'm going to sneak in to Eternals. I'm going to end up seeing it right before Friday Night Tights. Time has been very tight lately, and because we're in the final act for Texas. We're in the final act. As a matter of fact, we're probably putting an offer on a house tomorrow. Nothing for 10 New Zealand dollars. That's Hobbiton money right there. You convinced me with the Icky Man and Man scene. This movie is not worth the agony. I'll stay home, drink, game, anime, junk food, and listening to my toxic heroes on the YouTube. Hail Friday Night Tights. Hail to you. Hail to you. David L. for $10. Sadly, the Eternals was not the brave or woke enough. They should have had all the characters wear masks to bond with each other, with each of us, and what we are going through. Shame, shame, shame. Exactly, David. Dab the Great for $5. Imagine how many parents would walk out of Marvel movie with their kids because of a normal sex scene, let alone a gay one. Also, Dune was incredible. Yep. I'm glad you liked it. Unpopular opinion. Just say no to sex work. No such scenes required. Not F name I name and for $5. Not in a Marvel movie. Not in a rated PG one. If it was like in the Daredevil series, sure. Okay. Yeah. You know, there is like adult superhero content, which I am completely down with. Like if it's in Preacher or fucking Sandman, sure. You know, the Henry V for $2. Eternals went full woke. Never go full woke. David L for $10. Grace Randolph's review has the integrity of fishnet condoms. So, oh God, I hit the wrong button. But that's what I meant to hit. Not applicable for $5. If you want great storytelling, read Doro from 1967 by Osamu Tezuka. I can't say any of these words. I don't speak Japanese. The original comic is smarter and more interesting than later works based on it. Thank you, Not Applicable, for the suggestion. Nikki D for $5. The Russos revealed that Feige wanted to kill all the OG Avengers in Endgame, but they stopped him out of fear of backlash from the fans. Thoughts? All the heroes? Nikki D, that would be I'm glad they did if that's true. I need to see, because it seems like Kevin Feige's kind of already doing that. Well, he's passing the torch with a lot of them, but he's not killing all the heroes. Oh, that would be terrible, terrible. If true, glad they did it. R for £5 Riker is a Captain Kirk figure. Fact, he's a second in command. Shows Picard is the evolved version of man in compassion of the two Treks. Yeah, I mean, yes. And I loved Star Trek: The Next Generation for what it was. But I am a Star Trek fan. I am a Captain Kirk fan and always will be. This portion is from last Friday's Friday Night Tights with Mahler, the Critical Drinker, and Adam Krigler, our second most watched episode, by the way. And that is thanks to you.
Somewhere deep in cyberspace lies the enemies within.
My name is Daniel.
SJWs and Karens are taking over genre entertainment and pop culture at an alarming rate.
I am content to be demoted to captain.
Sheer hubris. This is no longer your house, Jean-Luc.
Killer Karens from outer space. No one knows where they'll strike next.
Believe me, that's all I want to do.
With Karens creeping and SJWs killing everything we love. Killer Karens from outer space.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
Will they last the night? The night of total terror? Killer Karens from outer space. The only chance pop culture and genre entertainment have are the Friday Night Tights crew. Taking out every last SJW and Karen in their path, one by one, piece by piece. Friday Night Tights face off against Killer Karens from outer space. Rated R.
And Falketh for 1776. Yes, 1776 will commence again if little boy Baldwin keeps pointing that pistol at the camera. Love y'all and happy Halloween. And that was glorious. Fucking Ryan Kinnell. That was fucking such a great idea. Can't wait to see my baby boy tomorrow. Griff Rider 1 for $4.99. Doritos, now with our new flavor, Framundo cheese. I'm missing something there. Like formaldehyde cheese, maybe? I don't know. Incognitus Jones for $5. Ryan's my hero for that costume. Can't wait to shake your hand at the Arizona meetup. Oh, wow. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Jeremy, I sent you some G.I. Joe Nano metal figs. And a while back with Cobra Commander and his racist hood. Just wondering if you got them. Hail to the fellowship. Well, you'll be able to tell him tomorrow when you see him at the Arizona meetup at now 4 p.m. Pacific time in Arizona, And yeah, I'm psychotic. I'm going to drive to Arizona, go to the meetup, and drive home in the same day because I have to watch the Eternals. Unfortunately, my review will not be coming out Saturday. It'll be coming out Sunday because of the meetup, but that's fine. I don't mind pushing it off for a day to meet you guys. There's also a business thing involved. I think it's more for Jeremy than me, but I'll go. Yeah, I've turned down a lot of stuff. I might be insane for doing it. I probably am. I'm not a big fan of like, no matter how well-intentioned people are, there's always strings with something, and I'm very uncomfortable with that. I love the freedom I have. I mean, within reason, of course, because I have to work within the YouTube terms of service. But outside of that, I love the work freedom that I have that I haven't had. You know, I had some freedom at the comic shop, but I still had to be there at a certain time, and that's fine. And of course, for 20 years, in and around that, I worked my other career because I've had multiple careers in my life, believe it or not. Auto parts was freaking 6, 7, and then getting up at 5, getting to work at 6 or 7 in the morning. Getting off at 2 or 3, which wasn't bad. I didn't mind that. But for the longest time, I worked at a place that only gave you like 1 week off a year. I was so stoked when I got the 2 weeks off a year. But now it's there's no vacation. That's the trade-off. That's the trade-off. That's YouTube. And I'm happy to trade it off. I'll have vacation later. X-Ray Gary for the win says proper Zen for $10. Thank you. Yeah, that was unexpected. Art of the Roll for $20.01. Hail Gary, Geeks and Gamers, and Friday Night Tights. You all have inspired me to start streaming D&D with some of my independent actor friends called Art of the Roll. There is so much woke garbage with D&D on Twitch. God, yes, there is. And I hate it. Find us on Twitch, Art of the Roll. Hey, if you're going to be based D&D, I'll support that. As a matter of fact, I lost a co-host to this channel to a D&D thing, which is fine. It all worked out for the best. Trust me. For all of us. But yeah, the D&D stuff is like woke. And that, I have never played D&D, but I respect it. I absolutely respect it as a game. I respect the lore. I just never could, if I probably would have applied it, that's probably something I would have gotten into. Role-playing is something that I've done with games other than D&D and liked quite a bit. So yeah, that's the kind of gaming I like. The new pink slime for $5. I didn't know Grover from Sesame Street also worked for Variety. Yes. Diversity, representation. Manowar 665, the neighbor of the beast. Bizarro Harvey Firestein. Harvey Firestein. That was the name I was trying to remember on Friday Night Tights. But for those of you who have been on a live stream before, there's this thing that happens called live stream brain fart, where it's somebody you absolutely know, and in any other circumstances, you would know their name in a nanosecond. But when you're on a live stream, you're just like, I can't remember it now. And it could be my kid's name. AF for $10. All hail, or hail all. Remember the Trololo Russian song you mentioned the other day? La 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 la. Yes. This is how our future looks. The song has lyrics, but they are deemed inappropriate by the regime, and you can see the result. Beware of morons that call for something like that. Fucking AF. Fucking AF. Fuck authoritarianism. Fuck communism. Fuck it all. I'm tired of it. And kind of the gloves come off a little bit because I'm like, for one, I'm seeing a turn of the tide. And I think the more of us show up, the more people realize that they are under the real threat of being under an authoritative regime. Remember all that shit people were scared with Trump? It's happening now. It's happening now. It's just, it's not one singular person. It's the state. And I think, thankfully, and I was kind of hoping this happened, when a party thinks they have a mandate, especially, and it really helps that they don't have a mandate, but they think they have a mandate, they tend to overstep. After the basically illusion that was 2020. Remember, things were turning around in 2019. They were. And it all got reset in 2020 because of the coup. Powers that be, big tech, fortification. All of a sudden, we're back in 2016 again, except the world wasn't back in 2016 again. That's just what the system wanted us to think. And it's a pretty powerful system. We can think that for a while, but I think a lot of people are starting to wake up. And I think the one thing that pushed people over the line, I know the one thing that pushed people over the line was the bullshit they were teaching in our kids' schools and mandates. That has made for some strange bedfellows lately, hasn't it? But it's good to see that our fellow Americans have a line. And all the other shit we've been arguing about has been basically bullshit. And now when we get to something fucking real, our fucking kids, man. I had to pull my kid out of fucking school. Like, that's a scary prospect. Like, this is my kid's future. Like, I worry about him every single fucking day. And that's why I felt like I had to do it. My wife, we had to do it. That was a we decision for sure. And, I saw it coming, and I'm coming I knew I was going to have to do it like 2 years ago. I did. It was just, when do you pull the plug? When do you do something that drastic? I mean, it's one thing for me to quit a job or my wife to quit a job, but to pull my kid out of fucking school. That's a heavy decision, man. So I absolutely understand and empathize with any parent out there who was hesitant to do it. But I mean, it's our kids, and we should be, I'm willing to do anything. If I have to quit fucking YouTube for them, I would. If I had to, work 3 fucking jobs, I would. I would do whatever I needed to do. That hopefully this creates viable options. That's what I'm hoping for, and I think it will. That's the wonderful thing about the free market. Those viable options might start popping up. And I don't care if somebody profits off it, but they're actually teaching our kids, and they're teaching them, the basics, actual things they need to know to grow up. I could give a fuck. I hope somebody profits off that. Make a ton of money off that, as long as you teach my kids or our kids, again, the basics without any bias at all. Just math, fucking English, history, and like, I don't know. I still think we need to redo a lot of stuff we do in this country. A lot of math, in my opinion, I agree with Eric July on this one. Totally unnecessary. I have not used, most of the math I learned basically was through drug dealing, so that's not good. We don't want our kids learning through that. But a lot of it's unnecessary. I know people argue with that, but a lot of it's unnecessary unless you're going to be a scientist. As with most 2021 weekly topics, wait, what? Man of War 665, the neighbor of the beast, right? Exactly. I hadn't planned on subjecting you to that red carpet, that Marvel red carpet, but it was something, man. It was absolutely something. And now I'm going to watch all their red carpets. It was brutal to get through, but I was also laughing my ass off. Come on, let's be real. Wise Old Elf for $10. Happy Halloween Eve, Friday Night Tights, Drinker, and Mahler. Hell yeah, terrible thought. Now that Hollywood have killed off James Bond, the next phase is to go back and remake old Bond movies so they can ruin them. Oh, God, you're right. Oh, fuck, I didn't even think of that? How could I have not have thought of that? That's exactly what they're going to do. That's why you're the wise old elf. The elves were always smarter than man. Like they have ruined Disney films. Fuck that. Oh, dude. Spot on. Hail Fellowship at Friday Night Tights. I declare that I am safe from Alec Baldwin. Says Wandering Paladin for $5. I declare that you are safe as well. But are we really ever safe? No, we're not. Lord James for $5. Do y'all think about the Linus Tech Tips video where they made a literal left-leaning PC for Hassan? It's hilarious. I saw it, and it's hilarious. Hilarious. Hassan, mad respect for, the only thing, what he's been able to pull off with so little talent. I'm not saying I'm talented. I'm not. I'm just saying as a viewer of live streams and YouTube, it is beyond me why people watch him, but I know that people say that about me. So there you go. The elongated skull of Ryan Kittle for $10. Hail X-Ray Girl for dealing with this bullshit. She's patient. She's a wild one, though. She acts all nice on the live stream, but you get her to a meetup at a party and she's crazy. Philly DJ Hook for $2. Who's ready for World War Hulk starring She-Hulk? Not me. I'll just read the World War Hulk series by the guy who blocks me on Twitter and half of Twitter, Greg Pak. And he did write Planet Hulk, which is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Ultimate Fatty for $5. Peeping Tom blinded himself after he accidentally looked through the window of Movie Bob. Oh, you earned it. You earned that one. William Icebane for $10. Got done watching Antlers. It was a decent monster flick, but today's low bar media landscape, a decent flick is phenomenal. Surprisingly, the movie pulled off a plot point better than The Rise of Skywalker. LOL. That's not saying much. Because there wasn't an actual plot to The Rise of Skywalker, as I stated in my Doctor Who Flux Flop video. Please go check it out. Just released it late at night. I've been doing that lately. I'll tell you why in just a second. But basically, The Rise of Skywalker is Star Trek Discovery. So Star Wars fans got to see what a basic episode of Star Trek Discovery is. And now Doctor Who decided to do the same thing. It's almost like Jar Jar Abrams, Chris Chibnall, and Alex Kurtzman are the same person. But they don't need to be the same person because lack of talent is lack of talent. Hack is a hack. Moon Dude 345 for $19.99. Hail Friday Night Tights. A suggestion for a good spooky time show is Over the Garden Wall. It's an animated miniseries about two brothers lost in the woods trying to find their way home. Imagine a fall Halloween twist on Wizard of Oz. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Hey, like the Blair Witch Project, I fucking loved it. I loved it. I did. Bought into all of it. Like, it didn't really... The reason I loved it is I think it was the first movie in a long time that I kind of got spooked out from a little bit. I don't spook easy. I don't. I did when I was a kid and stuff, but I just don't. I've been to prison. I don't spook easy. The last time legitimately I got spooked that wasn't a movie was when I was in that castle in Italy. I went in Sicily. My wife was invited to do hair at a wedding, and the people putting on the wedding were kind enough to fly the entire family out and pay her. It's crazy. It's like one of her best gigs. And they had the money. They rented a castle in Sicily, Castle del Falcone. It was an 900-year-old castle, and it had like tunnels to the beach, to the it didn't have a moat, but it's right on the Mediterranean Sea. And dude, they had shit laying around, like antiques, like valuable. And I broke one. I did. Like a little teacup that's probably 200 years old. I fucking broke it. But they had books that were like hundreds of years old, just laying around. You know, it's part of the motif. And listen, the people who usually rent that place out have enough respect not to touch that shit. But me, I'm pure white trash. So I fucking touched everything. And it was great. But I got spooked out one night. I got up. I think I was still smoking. Yeah, I was smoking cigarettes at the time. So got up in the middle of the night to have a cigarette. And I was walking through that place by myself, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking legit spooky." Didn't see any ghosts though. Didn't see any ghosts. Can you tell I drank a cup of coffee? It's like late, but I needed to drink a cup of coffee because I'm not going to Arizona until I finish this. So I was just on the phone with Jeremy, and I said I got to have a cup of coffee, and now I'm fucking jacked. So let's do this. Toxic Man Flu for $20. Just in time for Cinco de Mayo. Soylent Green flavored Doritos. It's made of people. Justin Wright for $10. Andrew Cuomo, quick story, is formally charged. Has an initial appearance scheduled in New York for inappropriate touching. Lock him up. Lock her up. Lock him up. TR for $5. By the way, he should be locked up for murder and inappropriate touching. I mean, don't be inappropriate touching. That's some bullshit. TR for $5. Hey, guys, love the show. Check out LGB by JB on YouTube by Lars Von Retriever. Lars Von Retriever. I'll remember that. Okay, TR? I'll remember that. Guys, my wife is missing. North London 5. Yours, no phone, keys, or money on her. Police have just left. No joke. About to do live. Please share it. Oh my God. The Outcast Creatives for £5. I'm not sure. Usually, listen, when I get a super chat, I don't know what to take seriously. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to mess around. So I'm going to go check this out and make sure this is legit. So give me just a moment. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't get an email or anything. You know, we run a stupid little live stream on Friday Night Tights, but sometimes we get some real stuff coming through. And like, if we can help, like, sure. But I hope you found your wife. Carlos Batista for $5. You should see Alex Jones is Doom Guy. Oh, I've seen that one. That one's good. Fred Sacco for $2. Why does Tom have Kebble Smith on his lap? I don't know. That's a question for Tom. Maybe secretly he likes that little guy, that little beta. For Cisco, says Editor MG for $2. For Cisco, who is now the second best captain in Star Trek. Hail Friday Night Tights. So when is Quarter Black gonna get Crowder on FNT? Keep killing it, guys. Y'all give me hope that there are more like-minded nerds out there. There are, Michael Grimm for $9.99, and that's one of the call to arms that I have been trying to do. A lot of people have given up on this space, on entertainment. They've walked away, they've black-pilled, and they've just surrendered to the lunatics on the progressive left, when the vast majority of us who enjoy entertainment and art are not lunatics, okay? Or at least not like that. And I think what I am trying to do, and Jeremy and Az, is we're trying to show other people that, no, there's a battle here. There's a battle that can be won here. And it's at least worth fighting. Because we have changed some things. Listen, if we weren't effective, do you think people would even take the time to call us racist, to call us to call us phobes, to write fucking articles, to constantly flag our channels, to go behind the scenes and do some of the most childish, punk-ass, bitch-made shit you could fucking possibly imagine if we weren't effective? We're effective. And the reason we're effective is because of you. I am just a conduit. Jeremy is just a conduit. Geeks and Gamers is just a conduit. Az is just a conduit. Mahler is just a conduit. Critical Drinker. We all do our specific things, and you guys gravitate to those channels. Like I'm a viewer too, so like I gravitate to Critical Drinker probably for the same reason you do, really just concise, intelligent analyzation of film. But there's also an underlying, lesson in life in all of his videos. I try to do that too. I'm not as good, and I'm okay with that. Mahler is his analysis on film. If he ever wanted to do that analysis on life, he would be just as good at it, but he likes to do film, and that's good. As pure passion. Jeremy is determination and drive. There are so many good people out there, but we're nothing without you guys. And that's where the power is. The power is with you, and they are trying to demoralize you. And thankfully, you're telling them to fuck off. And that's why I love you guys. That's why I love you guys. Super sticker from Max15 for 20 British pounds. That is real proper money. Gabe, thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate the donation, and so do all the guys. Guardian Fortress for $5. I could probably play 6 Degrees of Mahler at this point. LOL. You probably could. You probably could. But it'd be better to play 6 Degrees of Tom, because Tom's the one who streams with absolutely fucking everybody all the time. Guardian Fortress for $5. I could probably play 6 Degrees of Mahler at this point. You probably could with Tom, because he live streams with absolutely everyone. Max15 for $20. Thank you for the super sticker. Brian Barlow for $10. Who's looking for Santa's ex-husband? Thought that was why Az was getting long in the beard. Hail Friday Night Tights. Yeah, that's going to happen next year, because my move screwed everything up. We'll probably start the campaign. We want to do it a little differently. And it'll be a surprise. But when we do, we will do an Indiegogo campaign for that book. But we are going to do it differently. Because I want to make sure you get your books. The ones that we print, the ones that we promise you get on time. On time. In your hands when we say it's going to be there. And I don't want to go out and do it until I know I can do it. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I think most of you guys, you're really good about understanding that. And a lot of people like in the Indiegogo were going through it for the first time. And these are, just regular folk learning this stuff. And that's cool. I mean, there is a point where you have to produce consistently, because that's how we make a viable alternative. We can't just talk about it. We got to do it, and we can't just be in the process of doing it. We actually have to succeed at it. We have to consistently succeed at it, and every time we. Unpopular movie reviews for $5. Why do they get that Latino guy? Unpopular movie reviews for $5. Why do they call that Latino guy Quarter Black Garrett? Good question. Aiken for $2.99. Daily Wire Putin article. Is there an article on Putin? I don't know. Is that the one where he says basically everything woke turns to shit? Yeah. Input latency for $9.99. Oh, by the way, many of those who that choir happened to be on a very special registry. Who would have thought? Oh, yeah, they're coming for your children? Yeah. Gay bar. I thought you can't drink until 21, says Aiken for $2.99. Yeah, somebody should remind Ryan of that. Baldwin's upset because he almost got a double, says Robert Shaw for $2. Yeah. Listen, the Baldwin thing, that was funny. I think it was funny. Was it tasteless to some? Sure. Is Ryan tasteless? Sure. Is Friday Night Tights tasteless at times? Sure. That's all. I was just saying, sure. David L. for $5, and he's going to put an alcohol up here I can't pronounce. Throwing back Glenmorangie, 18, or is it Glenmorangie, 18, in honor of the Critical Drinker, proper single malt. Go away now. Yeah, I don't know booze. I just don't. Francisco Linares for $2. Adam, $4.20, man. Miss being on Krigler chat. $4.20, bro. Yeah. Well, every time he gets a strike, he just comes on over. Adam's welcome anytime. By the way, very special announcement this Friday. Very special announcement this Friday on Friday Night Tights. As a matter of fact, you're hearing it first. I haven't even told the guys yet. I plan on telling the guys tomorrow. Usually, okay, well, unless the guys completely shoot it down, because to be honest, yes, the show's on my channel, but it's got to pass the test of the core hosts, If they don't, if they say no, then there won't be a special announcement, I guess. The Lone Space Marine for $6.99. Just want to say Alec Baldwin has officially killed more women than Gamergate. Oh, but but somehow less people than Zoe Quinn. Hey-oh! I got to share that with the guys. Hang on. Okay, I shared it with the guys, and they are laughing. Robert Shaw for $2. Rust is the most realistic movie to date. Ho! God, you guys are good tonight. The director wanted more realism. Baldwin complied. Ho! Says Robert Shaw for $2. And by the way, Robert Shaw, you are missed. You are missed. Drew Hernandez. Oh, the great Drew Hernandez. What's up, buddy? For $4.99. Thoughts on high school boys dressed as chicks twerking and school principal in Kentucky. Protect the kids and hail to the chat. Drew Hernandez. Ladies and gentlemen, follow Drew Hernandez on Instagram. Occasionally, you'll see him on Newsmax, maybe even OAN. Drew, are you on OAN? I know I've seen you on Newsmax. He's on. He's got a pretty decent. He's got a really big Instagram following. He had me on, and he is going fucking hard in the paint, going after these schools for transgender school time, basically having them read to our little kids, having kids go to fucking gay bars. What he just fucking talked about, little kids fucking twerking. There is a strong political movement to normalize this shit. And I promise you, the next move is to lower age of consent. And I'm not fucking joking about that. We are going to get it to like some Kentucky numbers, no offense to Kentucky, in California. And the reason this is happening is because of the alphabet lobby. And this is a line in the sand we have to draw, okay? Because I don't want to put the majority of our kids at risk for the possibility that a kid might have a little problem with their identity. Here's a fucking newsflash. We all have problems with our identities when we go through puberty. That's part of fucking puberty. And what we're doing to our kids today, and we're fucking medicating them, and we're putting them through this shit. And we are going to have a generation of, think of America as Hollywood. All right. You want to know what our kids are going to look like in a generation? Look at all the kids that go through Hollywood. How many of them turn out okay? How many Elijah Woods do we have compared to all the other dead ones or complete burnout ones? Corey Haim. So that's what America is doing to their kids now, not just Hollywood. And yes, you're born gay. You're born gay. And you got to figure it out. And it might not be fair. It might not be fair. But there's no way on earth anybody's going to rationalize to me that it'll be okay for someday for some fucking older dude to be with an underage kid, of a boy or girl. No. That's where we draw the line. Even with the cuties thing that I talked about, I've talked about it a million times in the videos. I am absolutely for free expression in art and entertainment, as free as it gets. I'm not a prude. Get your freak on. I don't really give a fuck. I just think there's a few things we just shouldn't do as adults. And I don't really want the government mandating it. I want adults not doing it. I know that is impossible because there's just some really disgusting people out there. And there has to be laws on the books to protect our kids. I am for any rational law on the books to protect our kids. Absolutely. When it comes to cuties, I did speculate, although I don't think the film was made in America, that it might have broken some laws. And it certainly should have been looked into. But no, fuck that shit. Teachers' unions are no longer necessary, in my opinion. I think they do much more harm than good because they protect child molesters. I don't even need to go about all the other shit they do. They protect child molesters. End of story. End unions. The Titan Crew roster is growing in numbers every week. We need Titan collector cards for each member, says Victor Potter for $5. Thank you. Diligence of servitude, subsumed reciprocity. Just wanted to hear you read that, says General Zod for $5. Diligence of servitude, subsumed reciprocity. Just wanted to hear you read that. There you go, General Zod. Gents, don't let Nerdrotic forget about Reprimed for a long time. Oh, you mean reprimand? When I see, things sometimes don't register when I'm looking out of one eye. I mean, like, listen, don't let me forget about it for a long time. Just don't. And I'll sit here and take it. It's cool. Andy LDN for $1.79. Are you guys excited for Reflux starting on Sunday? Oh, so excited. I posted a video about it today. Go check it out. Fred Sacco for $5. Looking forward to the differently abled Transformers reboot starring Optimus Reprime. That's good. Ben Frail for $2. Postal is the greatest movie ever. You a Bowl #1 director. Okay. Caradon Schuster for 5 Canadian pesos. Yaniv is just Canada's Chris Chan. I'll be sure to avoid that person. Onyx Carmichael for $4.99. Is EFAP lore canon to Friday Night Tights? Yes. If so, Garrett should be able to tell the future. He can. At least the quarter black part of him can. Little Ragamuffin. Is Ryan sweating bullets? Grace Randolph yesterday live 11-minute mark. So a little big to be a viable aerodynamic villain who's going to fly through the air. Perry Chan's naked as intros. Meme fruit just waiting to be plucked, says Paranoid. Oh boy. Noah Radio. Okay. It's Paranoia Radio. I have no idea what that means. Asian imposter for £2 British. This is how X-Ray Girl will escape Canada. Yes. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how things go. Spartan Gaming for $4.99. Happy Halloween from a Dead Space lover. Dead Space is good. Sexy Sumerian for $5. You all remind me of friends in high school. Unfortunately, we still act like it too. Unfortunately, they have all succumbed to the wizards of Stieg and embraced diversity and inclusion. I am sorry. We will not succumb to authoritative bullshit. Robert Wiles for $4.99. As an Nerdrotic, I sent you to a pic on Instagram. They made books for the new Heroes the new Heroes Academia movie. Be blessed, all you, to Quarter Black Leg of Doom says. Okay, Robert. Okay, thanks. And I'll check for that picture. Biff 647019 for $5. I'm straight, male, religious, etc. and unrepresented in the Eternals, so I won't see it. Good point. Good point. By the way, I just want to let you all know that I bought a ticket to Dune, and I'm going to see the Eternals. So Dune is getting the money. Batman's pet goldfish for $2. I get it, but I want to get it back. My cat has come in after a few months. She's not keen on our new dog. She's not diverse enough. Marco Lanny for 5 British pounds. Ho! Alden the Blue for $5. Just to inform and show support, Florida is concealed carry only, open carry for hunting, fishing, and camping. Unfortunately, keep kicking ass, guys. Thank you. Average Estonian for €5. Dune movies are hard to make based on the book's science, since one book takes 2 movies to make, since lore is huge. Yes, you are correct. I would say it's better as a TV series. Mr. Riley for $4.49. That's British pounds, real money. Get to catch a live stream. Suck at work. P.S. Real money. That's right, real money. Caboose Mobile for $50. Thank you very much. Hail Friday Night Tights crew. Unfortunately, another good man passed away. A great co-worker of mine for 6 years died at 61, and I'll be going to his memorial tomorrow. Whenever I told him I was heading home, he would say, God willing. James Destito, I hope I didn't mispronounce his last name. James Destito was a good man. Rest in peace, James. Rest in peace. Jim Eagle for $5. Would you like a Zelensky Amber movie? Yes, just not made by woke Hollywood. Lunatic A for 5 Canadian pesos. Until they make an Alita sequel, I could care less about Hollywood. All right, there you go. 007 Southpaw for $5. Hi, gang. Love the costumes. Quarter. Just saw the Candy Ass trailer on Twitter. Holy crap, that looked hilarious. Can't wait to see it. Play it, X-Ray. Play it. Matt R for $5. Great show. Hail Friday Night Tights. Thank you, Matt R. I appreciate it. Brightest Day for $5. One of my primary pieces of channel content is reading Dune to you all on Wednesday nights. Booked with Brightest Day. Oh, that's a good idea. Captain Quack for $10. My Halloween costume this year is going as a dead Alec Baldwin #1 fan. It's hark back to the 2017 costume when I went out as Luke Bryan as a Luke Bryan concert victim. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my Lord. We're just lucky that we're able to get all the homeless people off the streets in time for the Eternals premiere. It was a close call, says G-Man for $5. Ain't that fucking true? I wonder where they swept them, because, yes, a lot of homeless people do hang out on that street. JJ52 for $5. Imagine what the country would look like if every straight white male stopped working for the same 30-day period. Hail Friday Night Tights. Canceled Jerry. Memento Mori. Yeah. You know what? I remember I was coming home from Coachella one day. Because, yes, I did like going to the Coachella Music Festival quite a bit back in the day when it was a real music festival and it wasn't filled with fucking insipid pop bands. And I would go watch the small bands, but, I watched, I guess I got to see Iggy and the Stooges there. I saw some great fucking shows. But one day we were coming back, and it was the day of the migrant worker walkout, and everybody was worried. Everything was going to shut down. I got a taco on the way home. You want to know why? Because the migrant workers are like, fuck that shit. We need to make money. DJ Riddle and G Money for $5. If I hear diversity, inclusion, fashion forward one more time, I am kicking everyone that utters that phrase. Pull string puppets with 5 phrases. Canadian, and thank you very much for the $5. Canadian Mongoose for 5 Canadian pesos. Holy shit, Gary. I didn't know you were Shang-Chi, X-Ray Girl. Hail Friday Night Tights and our fellowship. I live for Fridays. I do too. Adam Mead for $10. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Hopefully this age of weakness will reset soon. Cheers. It will. Eventually, or unfortunately, nature will take care of it for us, because we are out of balance. As a species, we're out of balance right now. Our timeline is out of balance. Something's out of balance. I don't know if it's CERN. I don't know if it's 2012. I don't know if it's fucking the radiation from the sun. I don't know what it is, but we're out of balance. I don't know if it's gravitational anomalies. I don't know what it is, but we are out of balance. Our feng shui is off. as a species, and something will correct it. Hopefully, it's us. John Armelino for $5. Thank you for the donation, John. He doesn't have anything to say, but we appreciate it. Southeastern Kaiju for $2. They think hashtag diversity equals more customers. Oof. Big fucking oof. Zedurardo 94 for 20 Brazilian pesos. Hey, Gary, and all of Friday Night Tights. First time donating. Oh, thank you. You're special and will be gentle. I just wanted to say that you're all the GOAT, but not Odin, because he's good. He's a good Christian boy, and it's not okay to associate with him with goat imagery. It's not okay to associate him with goat imagery. Sorry for the horrible dad joke. Oh, I love it. I love Brazilians with bad dad jokes. That's you and Dan Vask. I didn't know there was such a great bad dad joke industry in Brazil. Nerd Cookies. What's up, Nerd Cookies? It's like the Eternals actors are playing a game where they try to fit as much progressive terminology as possible, all too common in Hollywood today. That would at least be funny if they all got together and said, okay, $100,000 because they're rich to the person who can fit in the most woke terminology in one interview. I would respect that. But unfortunately, what happens is they're not like literally given memos. What Kevin Feige does is he creates verbiage through the marketing department, and then they repeat that verbiage to the generally empty-headed adult pretenders who will repeat the verbiage out to us, to the other empty-headed critics or shills, as I like to call them, in Hollywood. And one person says different, and they're all a bunch of freaking copycats, or they're just straight up ripping people off, whatever. And that's what happens. And the marketing department creates it. So it is not natural by any means, but they don't have to pass out memos. It's quite easy because everybody is just so eager, or I guess the term is thirsty in that town. Everybody's fucking thirsty. Is Ryan in Virginia protesting the governor's race? Asked Lar 1996 for $20. Actually, he was. How did you know? Demogene. Oh, Demogene for $5. Luke Skywalker and Peter Parker Spider-Man were two of my favorite characters, neither of whom look like me. They can F right off with that narrative. Bless you, Demogene. This world needs 10,000 more Demogenes. Hail the Dark Council, by the way. Hail the Dark Council. But I'm not going to shout out Drunk 3PO. You can shout out too much. I'm not going to shout out Drunk 3PO, but I'll shout out the Dark Council. Michael Kumrian for $5. So according to this actor, Tyson Bedford and Wesley Snipes don't exist. Spawn and Blade movies didn't exist. Yeah. Well, quite frankly, the Spawn movie's not very good. The Blade movie is all-timer. It's an all-timer. It's like up there in, like, I would say top 10, for me, top 10 comic book movies, adaptations for sure. That movie will always have a close place to my heart because I was married on Halloween, and at our reception, we went to a club where the DJ, you know that techno song or whatever that's in the beginning with Tracy Lords? Well, the DJ who did that song was at the bar playing that song to Blade. It was fucking awesome. Bill Stampede for $10. All you guys must watch Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. Best video game movie ever made. So under the radar. Anyways, love you all. Keep up the fight. We need your voices in these tough times. Hail Friday Night Tights. And we need your voices. Your voices are our voices. Our voices mean jack squat without your voices. So the Doctor Doom movie was passed over for this, huh? Super Mastermind for $5. Yeah, it was going to be written by, I'm blanking on his name now, the guy who did Legion. But I don't want a Doctor Doom movie. I want a Fantastic Four movie. And yeah, like, why aren't they fast tracking the X-Men and the Eternals? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because neither of those teams are going to look like they do in the comic books. So the Eternals is getting you ready. There's a reason it came out first, because it was a primer. It was there to get you ready for the changes to come with the X people and the fantastic inclusive and diverse 4. Super Mastermind 5. Thank you for the $5. Larry Herzog Jr. for $5. But John Campia loved Eternals. I don't get it. Dude sounds like the Rusty Donut Monster. And of course, that was the guy on the red carpet for Variety. Diversity. Mo Zamboni for $10. Thank you. WG for $10. Hail Friday Night Tights. It's official. The Men on Films review says Eternals is stunningly brave. 4 snaps in the Z formation with a twist. I'm going to have to watch that. DJ Riddle and G Money for $5. Alec, when will shooting renew? Because I took a Skillshare armory course last night and I feel ready for the prime time. Have ammo, will travel. Ho! Bill Sotheby for $10. We need to put aside our political differences and all stand behind Alec Baldwin in this time of tragedy, because honestly, it's too fucking dangerous to stand in front of him. How? Common Cure for $5. Can anyone explain why Tenet barely got any praise for having a black protagonist? Very strange SJWs would miss an opportunity like that, because Christopher Nolan, whether you like the movie or not, is a respectable filmmaker and doesn't need to dip to that low. The man has respect for himself, and he wouldn't pander, and he recognizes what it is. Racism. Bloodshot for $5. For Eternals, the actors have to focus on the politics and diversity because there is nothing in the movie's story worth talking about. True. That's why they have to rely on it. Roman E for $5. Hail the Longman, destroyer of devilishly disastrous dog shit that passes as scripts. Happy Halloween on Friday Night Tights. Mahler, have you played Phasmophobia? I think he probably has. I think I've heard him mention that. What a fucking show, man. We had the Critical Drinker and Mahler on Friday Night Tights. 2 guys who really helped the show kind of bump up to another level back in the day. And I thought, for Halloween, X-Ray Girl's like, who do you want on our Halloween special? I'm like, Drinker and Mahler. And they said yes. And then Krigler came in. That was cool. The Krig. Captain Palsy for $5 says, as a person with cerebral palsy, I'm very sorry to hear that, sir. And thank you for being here. Why wasn't I represented in the Eternals? Great diversity, Marvel. Yeah, Marvel. If you're going to represent everybody, you got to represent everybody. Aiken for $7.99. Next time they make a Bollywood-style movie with a cast of $8 billion. Edwin Sparks for $5. Dennis screwed Dune. His attempt was shallow on character development, pretty but shallow, much like an OnlyFans model, says Edwin Sparks again. And I agree with that assessment. There was nobody really to connect to, and Timothée Chalamet was just a very wafy little guy running around that I guess girls like, but maybe those girls don't know they're lesbians yet. Folkert Cornelius for €3. Thank you. I appreciate it. Joshua Moolman for 70 Zardozes. The Welshman, the Englishman, and the Scotsman. UK represents. Just missing the Irish. Hail Friday Night Tights. That opening skit is my favorite so far. By the way, haven't laughed so hard in a long time. I love Perry. Perry is great. And thank you, Joshua. I will pass that on to him. That will make him feel good. Edwin Sparks for $5. Disney is running on debts. They keep floating their existing debts with new loans, and they aren't making enough money to get out of the hole. That is true. A lot of our corporations are running like that. That's a little scary. The part of capitalism that nobody likes, but it's necessary, is failure. You got to fail. And now we have a bunch of falsely propped up companies. Now, I don't think like Facebook is falsely propped up, or Netflix or Google. I think those are monster companies, or Apple. But man, theme parks, those things, they must cost a fortune in liability alone. I don't know how you make money off those things. I honestly don't. The Rolling Thunder for £5 British. I am a disabled POC and I hate this shit. See, and I'm very, I'm sorry to hear you're disabled. I am, but you probably don't want to hear that. So I'm sorry for that. We have all makes, shapes, and sizes in our chats. And I got to see that on the meetup, at the meetup. And that really like brought everything home for all of us. It impacted us pretty hard, guys. When the meetup was over and we all sat down and the dust settled, we were just like, whoa, because we're just fans. We're just fans. And I mean, every single thing that happened on that weekend it blew my mind, good and bad. There was only one little bad thing that was just kind of a fart in the wind. But definitely lesson learned for the next meetup. And we will make sure that never happens again. And yeah. As a matter of fact, we have one tomorrow. By the time you're seeing this, I'm on my way to Arizona. And I'm like up way too late. I got to get to bed soon so I can get some sleep. The only diversity that should matter in Hollywood is the caliber of bullet. Just ask Alex, says Bastard Luigi for $4.99. Gaza for £5 British. X-Ray Gary, never lose that beard, you hottie. Thanks. Oh my God, how am I supposed to say this? I almost want to say Quidditch. Quidditch Tube for $9.99. Rock and roll. Friday Night Tights is rock and roll. Keep up all the good work. You guys create the laughs in a world that wants to take the laughs away. The laughs must flow. I love that. In a world that wants to take your laughs away, we will provide. We got to work that into like a tagline. I like that. And I will, when I can pronounce your name, Quidditch Tube, I will give you full credit. Brightest Day for $1.99. By definition, non-binary can neither be 1 nor 0. That's true. I mean, like, it's nothing, right? Is it coming out as like binary or non-binary? Basically, when you're saying I'm not a man or a woman, you're just saying I'm not anything. So why would you come out as that? I know that's what I never understood about atheists. Why would you be so passionate about not believing something? That's like saying like you don't like pizza out loud. Like, I don't like pizza. It's like going to a pizza parlor and going, I don't like pizza. Now I know if I bring up pineapple, if I bring up toppings, then it gets to be a different story. Okay. Because that's the next religious war is pineapple on pizza. By the way, pineapple is just fine on pizza, especially with jalapenos, little buffalo sauce. Oh, happy spooky ween, guys. Hope you guys have a fun weekend and a good Sunday. Hope you have plenty of trick or treaters and watch good old scary movies, not today's garbage made by Hollywood. All hail Friday Night Tights, the Grizzly for $10. I had a fantastic Sunday. I went on a date with my wife. I went to a fucking concert out with people, and it was glorious. And yeah, it was a major pain in the ass to get there. I missed a fucking live stream with Mahler, which I don't like doing. I had to go get to go to the concert, I had to get a rapid test, and not just like one you can buy at CVS. I had to go to a place to get it. And there was a drive-through place, and this is where they were doing, these are the people, this is the scam artists who've been doing the drive-by test. $300 fucking dollars. I repeat, $300 fucking dollars. And that was after I bought the tickets on StubHub because I refused to give Disney money directly. Although I could have bought them through Disney for cheaper. I'm like, I'm not giving them money. So got me and the wife like dead center right in the front of the stage. Danny Elfman performing Nightmare Before Christmas, and it had musicians from the original soundtrack, the conductor from the original soundtrack, the original voices from the show, from the movie. Paul Rubens was there, and Weird Al was there, and then Steve Bartek joined Danny Elfman, the guitarist from Oingo Boingo, and they sang Dead Man's Party at the end with the full orchestra. It was fucking awesome. Check my Twitter. It's all there. I'm a huge Oingo Boingo fan, by the way. Massive Oingo Boingo fan. Later, Oingo Boingo, I like their last album. They got a little poppy, but tell you what. Only a Lad, Nothing to Fear, Good for Your Soul. Not a bad note on those albums. Those are 3 perfect albums. Mahler. You know that Christmas is the best. I Stand with Rags, the Rolling Thunder, for £5 British. Christmas is great. I've already got my Christmas lights on, you see? I got some of them on right there. There'll be more up later. Unless, of course, I move. Did I mention that? That we're probably putting a offer on a house tomorrow? And I'm not fucking around. I am gone. I'm going to pick up and leave. I'll, of course, do the show. I'll do the meetup. But, yeah, I could be in Texas like fucking soon. We got to move on this shit. Not applicable for $2. Is the Critical Drinkers webcam debut? Oh, yo. I don't know. I do think he did I don't know if this is for sure, but I think he did a face reveal on Friday Night Tights. I think he did. But he's had his picture out there before. Handsome devil, man. Handsome devil. Tatiana is probably very, very happy. All right, fuck sleep. We're gonna get through all these, man. Shark dentures for $5. Anyone else expect Mahler to appear in real life wearing a Mahler mask? Well, that's actually the plan. Bear Business 1 for $20. Without the mask, Critical Drinker would be from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul making meth. Archmage Frey for $5. How did Drinker not go as race theory for Halloween? I don't know. According to, and this is Edgy Saber for $5. According to EFAP lore, since Quarter Black is the spider, he can also tell the future. I don't make the rules. Also, hi Mahler. This is true. Modalicious for $2. Both Garys will get the Rule 34 treatment. All right. Action Man. Captain Spire for $5. I'm such a Trekkie in my Captain Kirk uniform. Bill de Blasio. Action Com. Sorry. I just want to say Action Comics. For $20. At this rate, which will be the most famous unreleased movie? The Day the Clown Cried or Indiana Jones 5? Good question. I wonder if we'll ever see The Day the Clown Cried. Darius Munchausen for $1.49. Thank you very much. I appreciate the super sticker. Kate C, a.k.a. Snake Plush Kitten for $20. Is Odin auditioning for the Disney remake of 101 Ewoks? Yes, he is. Some young guy for $5. Hail to you all and hail to the fellowship. Keep up the awesome work, guys. P.S. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. What am I talking about? E. Clay Thomason for $10. Alec, your movie may have failed, but at least you gave it your best shot. Oh. Modalicious for $5. Hail all. Hey, Odin. Wook is Marine Corps slang for female Marine. Oh. A Wookiee? I get what you're saying, Modalicious. I think you're calling Odin a female Marine. Mike Hill for $20. Masters of the Universe Part 2 trailer looks epic, but is it legit or is it another deception from Kevin Smith? It certainly looks like it's going to be the Tila show again, but it's such a waste of good animation. And Kevin Smith is such a waste of space because he's capable of writing. Like, he wrote a good comic book. He wrote a couple of very good comic books. But Kevin is part of the system. And the line between Washington and Hollywood is blurred. Not saying Kevin Smith is a total political shill. I think he's just willing to do whatever it takes to keep his gigs in Hollywood. Unfortunately, his nerd cred took a massive hit. And when he went out and tried to Kevin Smith it away, and then he got his ass beat by a bunch of us making videos calling his shit out, and correctly so. What have I said? when a channel betrays its foundational message, when an actor or a personality who is popular for a specific reason. Kevin Smith is popular for one specific reason. He is a nerd. He made a couple of good movies to nerds, to a specific crowd. And then he betrayed everything, absolutely every nerd out there, every fan. He betrayed all of his values as a nerd. All of his nerd principles. Shat on him. So I mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. When you're creating content on YouTube, your channel, no matter what it is, has a foundational message. You betray that foundational message consistently. People can make mistakes, right? But like, let's be real. We're not pissed at Kevin Smith just for the bait and switch. We're pissed at Kevin Smith for calling out Clownfish TV, for calling out nerds, when he made a career of calling people out. So he betrayed his foundational message, and it hurt him. I guarantee you it hurt him. It hurt his clout. And like, I don't, you guys, I don't flex. I think flexing is lame. I do. I just think that, like, for instance, if I started flexing now, it's like, you know, it's not everything is always on an upward trajectory. So my dad taught me this a long time ago. Act like you've been there before. All right. But not to flex. I'm just saying that Friday Night Tights regularly gets more people than his live stream. And this is Kevin Smith. And there's a reason for that, because Kevin Smith stopped connecting with nerds. Not that I'm anything special. Kevin Smith stopped connecting with the nerds. He is pure Hollywood. I don't give a shit what the part 2 of, I'm not even going to cover it. I don't even care. The only reason I covered it, because like I mentioned it in the video, I am not a He-Man fan, and I'm going to come out and say I am. And I generally don't cover, you know, I'll cover pop culture events like that. And I was covering Kevin Smith, not He-Man. At this rate, which will it be? Okay, I read that one. I read that one. I read that one. E. Clay Thomas. I read that one too. Tanoki suit Odin respect from the Blank Podcast with Ian Slater for $5. Thank you, Ian. Good to hear from you. Edwin Sparks for $5. I would be more comfortable letting Drinker load my revolver after a fifth than the bint that they hired on Rust. I agree with you. Louis the Plank for $5. Happy Halloween, everyone. Has everyone on the panel ever accidentally discharged a firearm? And on a scale of 1 to Alec Baldwin, how bad was it? Well, yes. I would say it was a 3. A 3. But yes. I've done a lot of really bad things when I was young, and stupid things, like really stupid things. Yeah. The Craig Lee Lawrence Experience for $5. Happy Halloween, everyone. This is damn great, and kudos to the costumes. Hope you guys have a blast with your family and friends. Cheers, guys. And you as well. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you all had a great Halloween weekend. Last Friday's show was so much fun. It was great. All the shows have been so much fun. You know I traveled to Tim Pool. That one was frustrating, but that was because of me. And I only had a laptop, and X-Ray Girl wasn't there. But we managed to still have a decent show out of it. The volume was fucked up, but last Friday's show was all timer. But we've had such a good run, yeah. All those people who are complaining about Alex Jones. Death Clutch King for $20. It's almost like They didn't really care what Alex Jones had to say, or they didn't care what I had to say, or Az, or Jeremy, or Ryan, or Comics, or Odin, or Quarter Black, or Tom. It's almost like they just wanted to get attention. But that would be crazy. Michael Hickson for $20. Perry Chan's is the best of the best. Perry Chan is an international treasure. Happy Halloween. Can't wait for this, along with January when the drinker can have a happy hour for Cobra Kai Season 4. I really hope Hawk still gets to stay the legend he is. Chuckson Ozen for $9.99. Thank you very much. I can't wait for Cobra Kai Series 4. Can't wait. I mean, season 1 was the best, but it's been fun. Lee Dart for 129 Czechoslovakian pesos. My birthday is in a couple of days, and I am having a bit of a tough time, so I thank you for making me smile. Hail Friday Night Tights. Oh, Lee Dart, I'm sorry to hear that. Please remind us you don't have to do it through a super chat. If you can get a hold of X-Ray Girl, and we'll sing you happy birthday, which means you'll probably forget or not want to remind us. Breaker for $2. Let's go, Brandon. I'm going to come.
I'm going to come.
Do not come. Do not come.
I got to get Let's Go Brandon in the soundboard, don't I? I really do. At the bottom of Lake Titicaca, there are only titties and caca, says Brick here for $5. It's getting late. It's getting late. M-Tax Shark for $10. Hail! Please note that Friday Night Tights has undergone a corporate reorganization and will now be referred to as Meta Tights. Thank you for your attention. Varigans for $2.99 Australia. Quartering demonetized. I hope you are all okay. We're fine. What was happening was the coverage of Alec Baldwin, and I think of some of the Chappelle stuff, YouTube wanted to tamper it down a little bit. So I think they picked a few channels and said, we're not going to monetize you. You guys need to slow up. And then the guys just didn't slow up, which they shouldn't. YouTube has done everything to try to slow up their creators. And you got to wonder why. You're not going to be fucking Netflix. YouTube, you're the last viable place to run ads. I wish YouTube would just forget what everybody thought. It's Susan Wojcicki. She's a fucking terrible CEO. By the way, she's a puppet CEO to Google. And she rented out her fucking house to them. And she just wants to be part of the machine. If we had a real CEO for this company, he or she would whip out their metaphorical dick and say, fuck you all. We are the one place on earth where you can still play commercials. This is the place where advertisers pay the fucking most money. Advertisers aren't going to fucking leave for any amount of time for any fucking thing. They might try to pull their weight once in a while to get rid of a couple people, but that is through political means. That is organizations. The actual companies don't even notice this shit until some political organizations falsely build themselves up to sound like more than they are, and then they create change. And how we fight this as common sense fellow citizens is if we see corporations going pro-censorship again, then you know what? We use the power of the boycott. Yeah, it's time for us. I know that the right and the center was always, no, we don't want to hurt. Fuck that. No. When it comes to our liberty, when it comes to corporations manipulating our liberty, we need to start boycotting these motherfuckers. Fuck them. Now, if it's some I'm talking about serious political issues, not just every political issue, not just one person from the company says something. No, I don't want to boycott them for that. But yeah, when they start affecting free speech, free expression, when they start pushing authoritarianism, then we need to boycott. That's why I was like, fuck Coca-Cola. When Coke goes woke, you know what? It's real easy to save your life. Don't drink Coke. Don't drink soda. It is bad for you, and you will be surprised. You will be shocked. when you fucking quit soda, how much weight you will lose instantly, just quitting soda. Soda is bad. And even the diet sodas, they put poundage on you. They are not calorie free. That is a lie. There's a lot of salt. There's sugar. Sugar turns into calories. Even the fake shit. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. I fucking love soda. I love, like, the Mexican Coke is like my crack. And like, I can't drink that shit. It's so bad for me. I feel so much better when I don't drink it. And I know, like, it tastes good. I get it. It tastes good. But yeah, that, like, you know, if you, or drink fucking Pepsi, just drink something that isn't woke, you know, but like, I would recommend not drinking at all. I would recommend not eating Doritos. Ryan would do the opposite. Anything's fine in moderation, of course. Educate Viking for $5. Everyone go watch George the Giant Slayer's new video while we wait. We might finish there before it starts. That is true. And George has done 2 magnificent videos. For first 2 videos for a channel, it's unfucking believable. He's got good old Sindek over there. Sindek's talented guy. And I'm glad he's working for him. So that is good. He's doing a great job. As a matter of fact, I hope he's at the meetup tomorrow. Baffled Buffoon for $10. Hail, here to plug my channel, if I may. Finally got called a racist. That didn't take long. Been a lot of fun so far. Anyway, have been meeting some great people. It's thanks to a lot of you inspiring. Baffled Buffoon, plug your channel. It's fine. Welcome to it, man. I've been telling you guys to, like, start a channel. It's fun. Just have a good time. George, get your boomer tech ass in here, Gary. George! Break here for $20. Crazy Cat Guy for $1.49. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Loose Cannon 84 for $2.22. About to play Spizenergy. There's a Captain Kirk, a Spizenergy. I don't even know what that is. Uber Malice for $5. Hail, Gary. Given what's required to get security clearance, do you think it's fair to require that of Fauci? Fauci plus polygraph equals freedom. Love you guys. Fuck Fauci. That's all I got to say. Loose Cannon 84 for $2.22. Looks like Kumail pulled a simulation. Oh, that was good. Gomer Kyle 79 for $5. Happy Halloween to all panel and my friends in the chat. Let's go, Brandon, and cheers. And that's it. Finished up Friday Night Tights. I'm out of here. Got to get some sleep. See you in Arizona. Please like, share, and subscribe.
not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.